Welcome, one and all, to Scurv-O the Clown's Cirque de Lulz. By the way, my voice still sounds like shit, but, it's alright. We're still gonna keep going with this. Now, we're gonna pause the clown music for now. I don't want that to get old. Oh, man. 61 episodes. Could you believe it? Tonight, what I have for you guys, it's something special. It's not a special episode. I mean, you know, for the sake of branding. But this is something special. Also, I totally didn't come up with this part of Scurvy lore last minute. You know, this whole stage that you're seeing, it is part of the Cirque de Lulz. Yeah, it's a pretty big circus I made. I'll tell you that much. Alrighty, before we get started, I just have to post the link to some channels, and then we will get started. Last but not least, alrighty. Let's see, who else do we have in the chat besides me? We have AC, how's it going? I'm going to be working out. If you make me laugh, I die. Well, my purpose as Scurv-O the Clown is to make people laugh, so I'll try to do that. But yeah, let's see. Got 3 other viewers in here. That's nice. But man, Meg, you femcel. You mean board maxing. Deptus. Anyways. Oh man, I gotta tell you guys something. Before we get, this is kind of like a little bit of a preamble. Haven't done one of these in a little bit. But holy shit, I'm really enjoying myself on the new and improved Twitter. It's just so much fun. I get to say so much shit. It's so nice actually being able to say the shit that I want to say with like minimal censorship. It's actually pretty nice. Gotten into I gotten into some arguments. I share my opinion on a lot of things. It's a ScurvyRum at ScurvyRum on X, all lowercase. I'll actually post the link to that in here. Let's see what the profile. Oh wow, 56 followers. Holy shit. I'm actually growing on there. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter or X, I posted the link right here. Hey, for no reason, how's it going? But anyways, enough shilling of my Twitter account aside. I've just been really enjoying myself on there. It's actually nice to push back against some leftists and not be completely suppressed for doing so, like I do here on YouTube. And also, it will help get some additional viewers to my stuff too, so that's nice. Anyways, we are almost at 6:05, so let's see what Scurv-O the Clown has to offer. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Alrighty, tonight on the ScurvyRum show, Scurv-O the Clown has come to visit town. Well, we're already in the Cirque de Lulz, but you get the point. Our first venue we're visiting is the ballad of why destiny is a miserable fucking cuck. Our second venue, we have baby debater versus slimy scumbag. Our third venue, oh man, it's the VTuber quote unquote abuse document. And for our fourth venue, we have Undead Chronic. We have the featured cage match. Undead Chronic versus Andrew Wilson with a surprise guest. I wonder if you could take a guess at who that surprise guest might be. Maybe it is Scurv-O the clown. Maybe it's not. Could also be my wrestling persona too. Oh wait, I'd be too powerful. Scurvy, what is the femcells YouTube user? It's board maxing. You've seen her before, Adeptus. No need to spurg out. Alrighty, let's go to our first venue now. I have my drink ready. The soundboard is all nice and prepared. Let's take a look at how the critical drinker absolutely annihilated Destiny. You'll see what I mean, like, in terms of just how the drinker ends this. Keep in mind, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the drinker. I think he makes some good stuff every now and then, but I also think he kind of excuses some blatant woke stuff too, but that's just my opinion. And yes, we have a video from the aristocratic utensil. I've actually been having some conversations with him on the Twatter. So let's get started.
You know, it's not very often we see a political and cultural crossing. Or at least I don't. Probably because I'm...
Orange, why is there a chat delay? I explained it in the FAQ. I just don't really, like... I actually like to read the comments, so that's why I have the delay. That way, like, people just aren't, like, spamming a bunch of stuff. Like, you have to wait a little bit to spam.
I'm too busy yelling slurs at people via anime memes. Oh, and speaking of yelling the slurs, this convo does in fact feature someone that generated one of my most liked tweets, which... come to think of it now, ironically comes from me using a meme of an anime girl yelling a slur. Which should really tell you a lot about the twatter. Screw trying to be witty or clever. Just find an adorable anime girl and get her to say Melanie Mac's favorite word. And
also, that word is my favorite word too. I say it all the time here on the show, and that would be faggot. I say that all the time. Melanie Mac appropriated my favorite word because she's a woman. Don't worry, Denathra. It's like, why I don't hate you. Raisin's just being Raisin. SP March 17, clowns are us. Well, you're in the right emporium for that.
a good time is to be had by all. And this one, of course, features Destiny, who had the briefest of spats with the critical drinker. And it all came from this one. Rover spamming men's mental health matters over and over again. And yes, people, the irony is not lost on me. Enter this one, Denisha Carter, who looks like the poster child for a try-hard DEI, so I won't focus too much on this one. If men's mental health mattered to men, they'd be creating safe spaces for themselves and each other. I mean,
oh yeah, I remember when this was going on, and I remember the exact responses that Destiny gave too. Like, oh my god, this chick is fucking stupid. Like, real low IQ stupid.
We didn't need to. Prior to the rebellion of the bourgeoisie bench, they were just kind of there. You know, places like the gym, before it was invaded by a bunch of skimpy-dressed tramps with cameras pointing at their asses, as the men were all wondering why the hell are they turning our Iron Dome into a brothel now, piss off. Pursuing therapy and creating community. Instead, they perpetuate the...
I also love that famous British cuisine.
very behavior systems that have handicapped them in the first place. Nope, I'm with you guys. I haven't the first freaking clue what she is talking about. Refuse to support or create community amongst each other. I mean, they did up until you miserable harpies decided to ruin it because men enjoying themselves absent your presence drives you people insane.
Yeah, that's also something too. It's like, and this happens all the fucking time. I think I've mentioned this before on the show too, but I've seen this happen in real time where the space is pretty masculine, pretty cool. It's just us dude bros hanging out, shooting the shit, enjoying the hobby. Then all of a sudden, one of the guys brings his girlfriend into the mix, and she's all right. She gets the hobby. She's not gonna intrude on anything. Then all of a sudden, more chicks join in the group, and then the space just becomes something that just wasn't what it used to be, and the space gets destroyed, and the cycle repeats ad infinitum.
Severely damage the women in their lives who try to care for them, and attack women online for not doing the work for them in replies to tweets like the one below. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the hell she just said. That is just word salad ass bollocks. You can really tell this.
You took the words right from my mouth there, Spoon.
This is a misandrist of a female who wouldn't understand masculinity if her life depended on it. It's written like someone who thinks that what works for women will for some reason also work for men. She is clueless and arrogant. Now bear in mind, this was a reply
Typical
to a
femoid.
single sentence. Where do you think all this came from, I wonder? Methinks there's a lot of projection here.
Projection and daddy issues. That's usually how these types work. They rationalize, like, they see something like men's mental health matters, and then they vomit up this paragraph that has like no self-awareness whatsoever. You know, and the comments on this were absolutely dunking her too. Even the fucking community notes dunks on this bitch. Men's safe spaces were ended when women sued for gender exclusion and won. Women ended men's safe spaces, which that is absolutely true. For us guys, if you don't want to go to a brothel that is a public gym, we don't have something like curves that women do. And even then, I mean, when it comes to like women-only gyms, I mean, even then, look at what's happening to those. So I guess it's, on one hand, it sucks, but on the other hand, it is karma. Two things can be true at the same time. That's going to be the kind of a common theme throughout this stream.
So allow me to clarify what men want. A place where we can say what we want and do what we want without a bunch of ovarian creatures telling us our behavior is toxic and problematic. Now fuck off.
Okay, sorry to pause again, but I want to bring this up. When I talk with like the way that I talk to guys and girls at the bar, it is different. When I talk to the guys, I can get away with being edgy. I can get away with teaching foreign students what 1488 means. And I'm joking, YouTube. I'm honestly just joking around here, because I find a lot of this. I do find a lot of the neo. I'm just gonna fucking say it, neo-Nazi stuff to be really funny. I don't believe in it whatsoever, but I find it really funny. And so I just like to mess people with it. The guys are more than willing to play along with it. But if I say something like don't forget your thick thighs and skirt, 1488, dream me out. If I say that, it's like the chick's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And so the vibe just gets completely ruined. I mean, I still have a laugh because, hey, I don't mind trolling people at the bar. But it's just like the way, like, at least a guy will actually laugh along. A chick will be like, oh my god, that's so toxic, that's so toxic.
That's really it. The irony as well, though, is if there happens to be a bunch of ladies that want to engage in that same behavior, most guys won't actually care. The only ones that will are the sexless women who can't find a partner, that turn green with envy at the sight of those women enjoying the company of other men. And believe me, sex and attention is all that drives their behavior. It's either envy that someone else is getting attention, or wanting to destroy those who give the attention they think they're so richly entitled to, and that's it. There is nothing more to them than that. So Drinker comes in. People like you made it literally impossible for men to have any spaces, hobbies, clubs, interests, groups, or social spaces of their own. People like you mandated that women must be included in everything they think and do. And now people like you berate them for not wanting the very things they prevented from having. People like you are the problem.
Say what you want about the critical drinker, but he is absolutely right here. Like, I could not think of a more perfect tweet to to summarize exactly why this chick is wrong than the way that the drinker worded it. Once again, no wonder why it has over 55,000 likes.
Lean and accurate, I agree with everything Drinker just said. And notice the people who advocate for that kind of stuff are the most narcissistically toxic, attention-seeking people you can possibly come across. The right side of history types. The ones that have to constantly be seen as having the right opinion. They don't actually care about what happens to anything else around them, so long as somebody else is kissing their ass for saying so. Comments were dead on accurate as well. Kangman Lee with the Circle of Diversity meme. Demand more room for DEI cringe, demand the banning of stuff that offends the DEI cringe, actually ban them, and then whine about them not making their own spaces and repeat the cycle.
She is the meme. Honestly, something else I'm glad about new Twitter is that there have been a bit more of a surge of like women who are at least self-aware about like certain topics. This being one of them, it seems.
This mentality is nothing more than life's losers who never got any attention and now they feel emboldened to bully because they've been led to believe their cause is righteous. It's a form of conquering through forced inclusion because they want recognition they could never get on account of them being talentless bellends.
Invasion.
They're under the assumption that the reason why the previous segment had the spotlight is through sheer power and nothing else, and if only they got their greedy, grubby hands on the apparatus, they too would be revered. And the reality is, no, they suck, we're better than them, and everything else is cope masquerading as being offended. I mean, you could just look at them. Their appearance.
They mostly shit on new Twitter because Elon allowed us to fight back. Precisely! I hear this shit from my classmates all the time. And it's just like, so now that your political opponents can actually speak their minds, now you have a problem with Twitter and how it's being ran. Now you do. I could agree on shitting on bad features and bad UI. Yeah, Twitter's UI could be a bit better, but it's certainly better than old Twitter, that's for sure. A lot of things are more, like, I've noticed a lot of things are actually a bit more intuitive. And also, live streaming on new Twitter actually works.
Their body type, their lack of skills, talent, charisma, and in an age of the globalized mass, they're just hopelessly unimpressive specimens. More so than they would be otherwise. Oh, and speaking of which, let's look at Destiny's reply, shall we? Isn't the problem right?
hold on, guys. Hold on. I need to get that image of Destiny up, because I think Justin, man, just give me a second. Destiny on the beach. Yeah, you guys are going to see the kind of man that comments this type of shit. Be ready for an eye workout, guys. Rug says, plus they added a rudimentary gallery feature to the media tab instead of making it just a long scroll. They fired the WAM and now Twitter work. Anyways, this is the guy who is trying to, push back against the critical drinker. This guy right here. Skinny fat, abnormal titan. Is skinny fat, no pecs, no biceps, no trapezius muscle. Destiny's a fucking sad case. Anyways, yeah, now you guys have now you have the idea of who is trying to push back against the critical drinker. And keep in mind, the critical drinker in pretty good shape. Way better shape than me, I'll tell you that.
Now that we are too segregated into our own spaces, shouldn't we want more environments where men and women are interacting with each other?
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Destiny. I don't think you quite understand. When it comes to guys, our close friends are other guys. Only soylets like you have women as like your best friend. Like if you're a guy, your best friend should be another guy. And if you're a chick, your best friend should be another chick. I don't make the rules, nature does. Cuck advice is bad advice. It is bad advice. And also, Destiny, I have no idea why you're pushing for something that can be inherently destructive. Like, I don't know why guys can't have their own things that they pursue with other guys, and girls have their own hobbies and interests they pursue with other girls. What is so wrong with that?
You know, Destiny, your lack of self-awareness here is astonishing. I'd have thought you would avoid interacting with such a topic, considering your record with the opposite.
Lack of self-awareness, but also Destiny doing what Destiny does. Obfuscation of actual arguments. Just to make himself come out on top. Not like he was ever the top in his relationship with his wife. Probably sitting in that stool or that chair.
Sex is publicly available and wide open, which coincidentally also describes your ex-wife, seeing as those phrases apply rather liberally to her sexual proclivities, hence why she amassed a body count higher than the halls of the Vatican, and despite an arsenal of warnings from anything with a pulse, you were sitting there coping, going,
Nah, it'll be fine.
Isn't the problem right now that we are too segregated into our own spaces? Now, this one sentence, I could almost do an entire video on just this one sentence, and I'll try to explain why. It's so tone-deaf and disconnected from not only this conversation, but present reality, that I'm actually fascinated by why he would say it at all, which leads me into the potentially why. This is going to sound...
Alrighty, let's hear you out, Spoon. I think I gave my explanation earlier. Once again, I just think this is Destiny doing what Destiny always does. Lie, obfuscate, and try to come out on top, even though we all know that he was probably the one taking it up the ass the whole time.
Quite abstract and more than a bit weird, so try and run with me on this one. The way that you would assume normal people respond to information is in a very binary black and white sort of way. If you met information that is new and challenges your worldview, to change accordingly and then move on. That is how you would think humans would behave. But no, because in reality, information and our belief systems are only as useful insofar as what we can get from them. In our present day, and I'll give Thomas Sotomayor credit for making this point, we live in the attention economy. Attention is what drives the machinery, especially on social media where it is obviously the lifeblood. Now, I myself have said this model runs on the 6S echelon, the bottom 90% of which runs on less sex, shock, and stupid, which brings us back to Destiny. The way this works with content creators then, especially the long-term ones that have developed a gimmick or become known for a certain worldview, their following is built on that worldview, and so
I remember, like, a time when, Destiny wasn't this gigacuck. Like, he was obnoxiously left-wing, and don't get me wrong, I didn't exactly like him back in the day either. But at least that was something. At least he still had some dignity, even if it was like a shred. But ever since he went on the open relationship arc, he has no dignity, no integrity, no actual character. I mean, you guys know how he conducted himself after the first Trump assassination attempt.
so is their paycheck. As a consequence, unless the growth of a different political perspective is done over a long period of time and in such a manner as to give the impression of organic change, any deviation away from the established perspective in a less than satisfactory time frame might bleed viewers and or subs. So now you're at this juncture where you look at this and think of potential justifications for this kind of behavior, particularly if it is often repeated. One, they're incredibly stupid and they can't learn from any mistakes, and so they do them over and over again. They actually look like they might have a learning disability. Two, admitting fault might cause their massive egos to fracture and they can't bear it.
Destiny.
Or, more likely, three, they can generate a maximum amount of revenue by just saying off-the-wall crazy shit that is bound to get the attention as they operate on the any publicity is good publicity motto.
Yeah, that's something else about new Twitter as well. You could actually get paid to just say off-the-wall things. I mean, that's what Cat Turd is basically doing at this point. It's just the good old engagement grift. Like, guys actually going insane just trying to make Twitter money. Like, holy shit. That is, That's another interesting case. Even if he's somebody I used to actually respect back in the day, when the lockdowns and shit were going on. The October surprise will be Destiny confessing that he was a part of the Seminole Order, and that's what ruined his relationship and reputation. Dude, AC, if that were to ever happen, do you want to know how hard I laugh my ass off? I'll let you guys take a guess on like a scale of 1 to 10 on how hard I'd be laughing.
Recognize these are people who make a living giving quote-unquote their opinion, allegedly. And so this becomes a bit of a jam, because once you see this, you can't unsee this. And so when you bear witness to these stupid takes that make no objective sense in any way whatsoever, you start reverting to what combination of these three things are most likely, or hell, it could be all three. And this isn't good for the content creators, essentially peddlers of the piss-poor propaganda at best, or flexing their own idiocy at worst. And it gives you a very poor view of the idiots who happen to follow them. Because let's be honest here, shall we? The more a particular individual is known, the more you look at someone with a disdainful manner if you happen to find out they watched that particular individual that you think is an idiot. Never mind the pursuit of objective truth over here. Once you get involved with people's own perspectives of the world, their own incentives, especially with regards to financial rewards, oh, welcome to down the rabbit hole you will go. At least with me, my perspective is way the heck outside the normal political sphere, where it's fun and away from the cringe and gay. Oh, but speaking of the cringe and gay, during the writing of this video, a friend of mine sent me the following.
We watched Critical Drinker's Why Hollywood Hates Men video, and were critical on the vagueness of his statements and selectiveness of movies he used. Thoughts on the types of movie reviews on YouTube, on those types of movie reviews on YouTube right now?
This is my take. When I feel like people are reviewing movies from a political lens.
Okay. Instantly, you're already disqualifying the drinker from this very conversation. And frankly, most people who do any kind of entertainment reviews, because these people will very often sing the praises of movies when they don't feature
the message.
It feels like when people say,
so many people were praising Godzilla -1, because it wasn't drowning in the message. That's why that's a big reason why people were celebrating it. And it's also a damn good movie. It was my movie of the year, 2023. It's because it's a movie that's actually a movie and not trying to peddle a bunch of propaganda. There's messaging in the movie, but the messaging is appropriate for the story of the film. And yet people like Destiny are saying, "Oh, you're making Godzilla -1 political. Oh my god." It's you bitch, you're the one making this shit political. The drinker isn't making political statements about Godzilla -1 or other people who reviewed the movie. Now you see why I think Destiny is a fucking clown.
I'm skeptical about 6 million for the Holocaust.
Yeah. So literally, this is why I even made the video. The entire argumentation on Twitter can be summed up as Marvel movies and World War II. This is the extent of human knowledge that these people are allowed to bathe in.
I legitimately detest how much mileage I'm getting out of this clip. It is...
Dude, that is easily one of the best clips from V. Oh my god. Because it's so true. It's so reflective of, how these people actually argue. And then that also kind of goes for the more, midwits on the right, too. It's World War II. It's I guess for the midwits on the right, it would probably be more World War II and Warhammer 40K. Not to shit on any of you guys who like 40K. I'm just saying that's kind of what I notice, at least.
Unreal.
Even if 40K is way better than any Marvel movie from the last decade or something, especially in this era of just flop after flop.
There is a good conversation to be had, but it is almost never by the people asking those types of questions.
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about, you dork? It's a movie review, not the exaltation of whatever political perspective gets their jimmies to full mast.
I think you could have a fascinating conversation about historical events or about political themes in movies. I think you could have really cool conversations about it. But it feels like for these people, the political narrative is set in stone, and then that's retrofit. Rather than...
What? Destiny, what are you talking about? This kind of shit? like the woke stuff in movies and video games and TV shows or whatnot, it's easily noticeable. It's not sublime at all. Like going back to Godzilla -1, I'm gonna bring up that movie quite a bit, I guess. The political themes in that story were fitting for the time. Like that movie took place I think a little bit after World War II. Yeah, took a bit after World War II because the main human character is a he was supposed to be a failed kamikaze pilot, and that brought its own issues, and just dealing with the reality of a war like World War II and the events that took place in that country. That's the main character that's an interesting perspective that we don't commonly get to see, is how we're like for the kamikaze pilots who didn't take their lives in the war or were too scared to. It's like we don't really get to see that point of view often. Like that's actual diversity right there. For if there's any leftists watching this, that is actual diversity. Not there was a black, and the main character is gonna be black because there's supposedly a black kamikaze pilot. That's totally not fan fiction. Yasuke.
Movies, rather than like a political narrative or political lens being a way that you might view a movie, the movies just become a vehicle for you to talk about whatever you feel politically.
Again, what the hell are you talking about?
Destiny, that's kind of what your ilk does. Not people like the Critical Drinker. Once again, the drinker has his flaws, but that's not one of them.
Entertainment reviewers watch forms of escapism to escape politics, you ham sandwich. And whose ass do you have your head in that you're daft enough to say this all out loud?
Audience capture and algorithm.
Yeah, so like if you feel like women are shitting on men in society, well, then you're going to look at movies and go, okay, well, Barbie, jokes about men, bullshit. Captain Marvel, doesn't need a man harbor, bullshit. Tar, movie about a woman musician, bullshit. Like it's just everything becomes that. And rather than...
It's funny, they never really interview a 1940s German soldier that was a pro-mustache man. At least I haven't seen as many as the small hats. Yeah, that's something too. Like, when I was learning about World War II, I was actually quite interested in seeing those interviews as to how they would basically, get so wrapped up in Nazism. Was it was it banality of evil? Was it it's like getting paid, I'm just doing my job, that kind of stuff. It's like I was genuinely curious about this, but I couldn't really explore that topic because for some reason we don't want you to find out about the bad guys. We don't want you to do that. You might agree with what they have to say, and oh no. Henok Tat and Teddy C. Hey, how's it going? 07 to you. But then again, the American education system really doesn't incentivize you to actually do research. But besides the things I learned about the world the most were actually just independent research, that was done in my dorm room.
Having I think what could be a legitimately interesting conversation about the roles of men and women in film and the replaceability of different characters or whatever.
Yeah, and people notice this is done exclusively for political purposes, and the quality deteriorates in a way that is measurable, Destiny. It's called profit.
It's like a lowest common denominator.
I in terms of Marvel slop and all that, I think it was Deadpool and Wolverine. That was the first Marvel project that was actually profitable. And it's because, Ryan Reynolds actually cares about Deadpool. And he was like, oh, no, it's I just want to be a part of a Deadpool movie. Not this DEI shit. Sure wish we had more celebrities like Ryan Reynolds or Henry Cavill that actually care about the properties.
of film critique, of any type of critique.
Wow, it turns out that literally everything I watch supports this belief that I have and propagate on the channel.
It was such a journey. I think the making of the project was such a journey.
Pattern recognition, people. Pattern recognition. If you're hearing the cast members say, this is the gayest thing of all time in this series, it's like, what are you supposed to do? Ignore that hunch? And suddenly the series is not going to be gay? That doesn't fucking happen.
Journey, and it tells the story of this incredible journey.
Or it could be that everyone involved in these failing projects are objectively piss poor at their jobs and are cracking out wank that no one is asking for.
My belief becomes explanatory for every single thing in the world that I happen to not like. Yeah,
it's just a given.
Opinion on Black Lagoon. Heard of it. Can't really. I haven't seen it yet. I'm like halfway through Gintama, but I'll take. I think I've seen some issue, maybe a manga issue at the library I used to work at, or was it at the bookstore that I like to visit every now and then. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Can't really say I have a strong opinion on it one way or the other because I haven't seen it.
Already know because you're watching the channel.
And it's just the lowest level of engagement.
Do you mean for the reviewers or the arse that they watch? I'm genuinely confused here.
Yeah.
Ever. And it's like,
it's lazy.
Yeah, and it's not even like, or at least from what, and I will say, I'll carefully say this because maybe there's some types of this commentary or critique that I haven't watched, but it's rare that I watch something like this and I'm like, oh, that is really interesting. This could have been shot way differently or written way differently or something.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Destiny. Calm down. That's not what channels like The Drinker are for. That's not what it's about. It's not about cinematography. If you want to see something about cinematography, you'll watch a channel about cinematography. I'm sure there's no doubt. Sorry, jumbling my words here a bit. No doubt he talks about cinematography and camera angles a little bit. I mean, the guy basically, if it's relevant, he'll talk about cinematography, and it's like, I definitely know some channels do talk about cinematography more than The Drinker does, like The Despot of Antarim. Highly recommend that guy. Makes some great, funny videos. Let's see. What else? But cinematography is not the main focus. Like, you might hear The Drinker mention, like, the Kubrick stare every now and again. But other than that, he's not a cinematography channel. He is a film critique channel. Those are two different things.
Thing could have changed in this film that would have made it substantially better that the creator's like political vision was interfering with.
I'm told, I've seen the first episode, but Agatha
Meanwhile,
is
in
the
the real
gayest
world,
Marvel project yet. Do you agree?
It better be, because that's what I signed up for. I think it is.
Oh,
notice the nose there, fellas. I swear, Hollywood celebrities are looking more inbred by the day.
Shout out to Disparu who said, I would love to see the Marvel's market research on how many lesbians watched WandaVision and wanted the Harkness spin-off. There must be tens of millions of them.
It's usually more just like, this movie sucks and there's a woman there or a trans person, and it would have been way better.
How did you come up with your username? So, okay, I could talk about this for a moment. It's not going to take too long. So, originally, back in 2021, I decided to call my channel ScurvyDK, because originally I wanted to make more World of Warcraft content, and DK stands for Death Knight. The warband, when they saw the username, they're like, oh, Scurvy Dick. Eventually it's just, oh, Scurvy Dick. I found that funny, but eventually, as I wanted to move away from WoW content, that's when ScurvyRum started to that's when that change happened, because eventually I was going to quit the game. I wasn't expecting to quit in 2023, but basically, let me get back on track here. I'm a little tired, guys. Anyways, but eventually I wasn't expecting to quit in 2023, so it's like, oh, I guess the name just kind of sticks too. Like people kind of know ScurvyRum whenever I pop up in like a chat or something, like a live chat. I'm not saying I'm famous or anything, but people like the profile picture, the username. It's different. It's definitely different. That's for sure.
If not, because I'm going to compare it to this other movie that
he takes pics in movies of his pee-pee and claims cinematography. Easy peasy, your move, Scurv.
It's a totally different film.
Or people will compare it to films where the obscure demographics and ovarian headcount wasn't promoted as a selling point for the damn movie.
I'm familiar with this action movie from the 80s that everybody unanimously loves.
Yeah, loved.
Why are they making the same movie again forever?
Or maybe why they're trying to do shitty remakes of better movies with a gayer and more diverse cast.
Now,
is the main criticism, really.
Yeah, so I think it's worthless.
Much like most of your opinions.
Yeah.
I think it's without value, and I think it cheapens like critical thought of or critical evaluation of a particular medium, whether it's film or anime or whatever the fuck else. And it just becomes like a circle jerk for people to, view their political narratives and whatever fucking stuff they're consuming, basically. Yeah.
You still haven't told us why your political factions drooling over the crap they're represented in is objectively good by any metric. Oh wait, you can't because you just want a reason to bitch about any faction that opposes yours.
Yeah, that's something else about leftists. It's like, as soon as they get a little bit of pushback on their ideas, they are just going to go into panic mode. They're like, oh my god, why are you such an ist? Why are you such a phobe? It's like, but now, cry-bullying tactics just don't work anymore. No more 07s in chat. AC, you don't come up with the rules in chat. 07 is a typical warband greeting. But I guess O/ is fine too.
I'm still amazed these people have an audience when they say nothing. My word, I can debunk this slumped over...
They have an audience because that audience is primarily made of like teenagers who think they're being contrarian to their more conservative-leaning parents. They think that destiny is right, and their Christian parents are wrong. But yeah, that's how people like Destiny, Hassan, Vosh, those guys. That's how they all have their audiences. They're basically like preying on ignorance.
My chain a drunken haze with ease. But of course, Drinker got in the last word with a single sentence. Speaking of spaces where men and women interact with each other. You would think...
I told you. Speaking of spaces where men and women interact with each other. Oh my god. Speaking of that clip, I do have to, Uh-oh. Snail time. I just gotta feed the animals real quick. Look at that tweet for a moment. It's funny as fuck. Animals have been fed.
You would avoid getting into any kind of tiff online when you have a nuclear stockpile of ammo that could shame the Soviet Union that can be used against you at any given moment. Hell, even for mimetic purposes, it might be wise to avoid someone whose name implies they're good at taking shots. Only thing near Destiny that was ever good at taking shots was the variety his ex-wife took called...
Damn it, so you're jealous of Raisin having a wrench, are ya?
Money. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.
Honestly, that's how Drinker won that argument. There's a reason why I used that thumbnail a few times in the channel's history. It's not going to be the last time either. The Scurvy Shitless Destiny video, I'm going to use that as a thumbnail. Like, it's so iconic. It's just so iconic. And it just shows how much of a loser Destiny is. But yes, the Drinker easily won that because it's honestly not that hard to win against Destiny. When he starts, like, just rambling about kind of whatever the fuck he wants to at that moment, just trying to craft sentences that he thinks will own you but don't actually do, that's how you know you won. Destiny is really stupid. Alrighty. Let's head back to the alrighty. Let's head back to the center of the circus. We still have a few other venues to go. I was thinking we could kind of break up the video venues with doing Twitter thread stuff. And we're gonna save the fourth venue for last though. So we're gonna go to the third venue then. Apricot Fruit versus Sane People. The VTuber and all that. So let's see. I actually want to take a look at my notifications first. Alrighty. Also, before we do, I'm just gonna use the little Clementine's room and then get me another drink. So I'll be back in like a minute or two. I am back. Now I just gotta grab me a drink. And wait, Raisin, you think I was going while I was gone and
I'm about to bust in his mouth.
who do you think I am, Raisin? Dreamy Bull?
Feed me, Darth. Feed my home.
Alrighty. Just gotta put on the clown music again. Because, boy, we have something for you guys. No audio? Should be. Oh, wait, nah, that's just on the stream end. Unless I hear the buttons on my end, if that's what you're thinking. Anyways, let's get the clown music playing. 'Cause man, oh man, just really gotta turn it down here. So we have, this happened on like the 18th of September. So this is my first time I'm covering VTuber drama. Great. I love covering one of my own, even though I'm not exactly a VTuber. I'm a PNG tuber by technicality. Let's take a look at I want to share a piece of myself with you for a moment. And I know we could already see the comments here, but I also want to take a read through this. Oh my god. Page 1 of 90. We are not going to read this whole thing. It is 90 fucking pages long. Okay. Oh man, how? Okay. Okay, gather yourself, Scurvy. God damn it.
Oh my god.
90 fucking pages of lies. I know this is all lies. That's the thing. This is 90 pages of fucking lies. Because we all know, we can look back at the comments here. I cheated on my husband who was on a military deployment. Now let me tell you how I'm actually the victim. Woo! Sounds like sharing pieces of yourself was the problem. Gets caught cheating. He was abusing me. Everyone is fucking ratioing this bitch. Did you cheat on him though? I can't. Then we have some sympathizers because, of course, probably other VTubers from V Shoujo. Yeah, those comments aren't really getting many likes. Project Melody? That chick? Can we get back to the only mentally ill Twitter freaks support you? There we go. I like the negative comments better. The man you cheated on nearly offed himself. Holy shit, that's rough. Honestly, I actually feel like reading some of this now. I'm not discouraged anymore. All evidential screenshots were taken using Facebook's archive feature. You must read from the bottom up per screenshot. I'm not rearranging individual messages for... Okay, that's just a disclaimer. For legal reasons. This document includes mentions of domestic abuse. This is a message to myself and a constant reminder of how strong I've become in the past half-decade. I hope by showing others what I was able to overcome can help people who are or have been in a similar situation. I pushed this off for a long time because it has always been an extremely difficult topic for me to uncover. I've been healing for a very long time. He was abusive is in the first page of this cheater's handbook. I'm starting to think, with all the lies that she's put out so far, I'm not the type of person to say this often, if at all. But I'm starting to think she fucking deserved it. Like, cheat. I don't know why the problem of military spouses or girlfriends just they're always cheating. I think this literally happened with me at the bar last night, and I saw the guy there too. I don't know. I was not gonna do anything. But that, Jesus Christ, that's interesting. The abuse never happened. You have to be proper retarded to believe this woman. Huh? Yeah, that's fair enough. I also was pretty skeptical that it's like, you know, the guy would just like go ham. But if he did, it's like I do think it would be justified. He should have done it, but on her social media, so a profile Get banned for showing violence. And we also have a picture of what this bitch looks like too. So, Pickle, if you want to send that to me again, like, go ahead. Okay. Okay, I think this is gonna be the most important part of this bullshit right here. How did I end up being stuck in an abusive relationship? Abusers don't start at the door with their behavior. That's a factual lie. They do. Like, if they're women, they will show you their true colors day one. It's the same thing with guys too, but like, people will show you their true colors. Like day one. There's certain parts of their personality that they can't exactly hide. So you could use that, a little bit of pattern recognition, and it's like, oh, this is who this guy is. It's like, I was able to deduce that the chick who wanted to cheat on her boyfriend with me was, you know, if I were to ever be in a relationship with her, she'd do the same fucking thing. The abuse was him beating the shit out of her and kicking her out of the house. Once again, I think that is, like, justified. In this situation, it's justified. You don't get to have extra relational affairs and get away with it. That's a perfectly fine consequence. I sent you her face. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look. So this is what this chick looks like. I know Chronic likes the goths, but I'm not digging this. She looks like how do I want to put it? A femboy. No wonder why she hides behind an avatar. Okay, let's read this. Damn, that's a lot of filters. Yeah, she's probably really ugly without the makeup. Oh, and she's 30. She's like getting close to 30, so you know that age is gonna start to hit on her. Abusers don't... I already read this. They pretend to care about you and act like a good person so you don't leave. They start feeding you their abuse bit by bit until you're completely destroyed and unable to leave, locked in and nowhere else to go. Okay. How often does this scenario actually happen? I hear chicks all the time say, "Oh, my ex was abusive," when they're just trying to get some sympathy out of me. This happens more than you think it does whenever I talk to chicks at the bar. I fucking swear. It's like they just want... I swear, these chicks are just using that so they can try to justify to sleep with me. It's not gonna work. It doesn't fucking work. I know what kind of person you are. I can tell just by how you talk. Abuse. Real talk, would you fuck the femboy version of her? Yeah, I would. Absolutely. I need to be more drunk than I am now, though, that's for sure. Agreed. I tell chicks that domestic violence is my love language. God damn, AC. Yeah, even when Tyrone and Chad say no, it's like, you know that there's something up with ya. Anyways. They use emotional blackmail and manipulate you to eventually fully depend on them and make you believe you can't do anything or be anything without them. They make you feel incapable of being a functional human, and you will believe them. Once you're in this stage, the entire relationship becomes complete control over every aspect of your life. Who you talk to, who your friends are, what you wear, how you look, how you talk, your opinions, interests, and beliefs. Wait a second, so hold on, Fruit. You're saying I'm perfectly fine with admitting this too. I don't mind being a little bit controlling if it's for the sake of the integrity of the relationship. That's perfectly fine. It's like, I don't want, like, let's actually dissect a little bit of this. Who you talk to. Your friends could, if I don't like her friends, and there's a good chance that I won't, I don't want her talking to her friends that are going to set her down a dark path, which will eventually lead to, her cheating on me. Who your friends are. Okay, you're repeating yourself. What you wear. I don't want my chick dressing like a whore in public. Is that so wrong to say or have a request of that? How you look. The same, like, it's also not a bad thing to tell your chick, don't ever get a tattoo. I don't date chicks with tattoos, and I take this seriously. I really don't like how tattoos look on women. Also, Scurvy, her mom wrote this. Her mom wrote this. Holy shit. It's why I feel so detached from reality. I mean, I see dumb chicks on Twitter write like this too, but that's a whole other level of low. Oh my god, this chick's a moron. Her mom is basically her manager. I thought that was V-Shoujo. Ree, you controlling misogyny. How you talk, your opinions, interests, and beliefs. Well, okay, that makes no goddamn sense. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Damn, these jokes are really funny. Holy shit, these are good. Everything. He would constantly degrade me, insult me, lie to me. I tried to leave him on numerous occasions, but he kept threatening to commit suicide. Oh my god, this chick is so stupid. Even if this were to have happened, I mean, I know the guy, the guy was actually really distraught about her cheating on him, and actually did try to off himself. How the fuck? Once again, how the fuck was he gonna kill himself in the relationship to try to control you? He's not going to do it if you leave him, which I don't think he was the type of guy to begin with. The more I read this, the more I'm like, this guy is probably not. This guy is absolutely not the demon that fruit is trying to convey the guy here. He emotionally blackmailed me, manipulated me, isolated me from my family, forced me to develop dependence on him. I didn't eat, I didn't wash, I wore the same set of pajamas for weeks. I didn't move out of my bed, and I lived around trash. He caused me to become depressed. Oh my, how? Maybe you're gonna describe this, but this is a horrible fucking abstract. If we're gonna compare this to fucking scientific research, this is a horrible fucking abstract. The airport sexual assault incident. I was on my way to America to see him. Oh shit, she's fucking Swedish? I did not know that. That kind of explains a lot too. I had to stay overnight in an airport in Sweden. During my stay there, I was unfortunately sexually assaulted by a stranger. It was 1 a.m. and I had been traveling all day. I had no choice but to choose a bench to sleep on it. Okay, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I don't know. I don't know if this is real or not. I was already uneasy about the fact that I saw many other people sleeping there and made me feel a bit safer. While I was sleeping, I woke up to a stranger sexually assaulting me. When this was happening, the only person I talked to was my ex because, at the time, I had nobody to go other than him. Since he isolated me away from my family. You dumb bitch! You didn't have to go to America to see him. And then also, I wonder what color the stranger was. Oh, funny story. A fruit defender got drunk at TwitchCon and groped somebody, then claimed she was roofied. Wow. Remember, diversity is our strength. Oh, man, I have a feeling. I think I know exactly who probably committed this crime. Okay. His response was not what I'd expect from someone in his position. I was 19 at the time, and I just thought, this is how hard life is, and I have to suck it up and deal with it. Which is what he taught me, and it's why I thought nothing of his response. What did I do? It's let's see. So green is me, blue is him. What did I do? It's 3:40 and my train is at 12. I'm stuck at the airport and I don't want to see that guy ever again. I could have been raped. He then started to follow me, so I ran straight for the women's toilet, which is where I'm at now, and I woke up to a guy sexually touching me. I fell asleep on a soft couch that was in a quiet room in the airport. And then the guy said, "I'm really scared." Like, that's how I'd respond in that situation. I'd say, "I'm really scared." I might add something more, but that conveys something. Oh, that's why. And they have identified. Okay, they have identified the man. It works so well. Oh fuck! He's just kind of processing all this. I can tell that. I know people take bad news in different ways sometimes, but frowny face is not awful. But he usually is vocal about his feelings. This is a lot for him, I bet. You being touched by some migrant in the airport. That's probably a lot for him. Wait, I just noticed another mod besides Raisin. It's like this is a lot. This is a lot for both him and her. I hope she realizes that, and it's like you know, how are you doing? That's good. Oh, she's probably gonna complain about the ellipses right here. Full of people. Blah blah blah. Were you in a public area, babe? Making another face. I don't think that emoji is exactly fitting, but still. Scurvy, don't make AC re. Shame on you. You are hurting his feelings. I don't know what I expected, but at least the me in 2023 would have expected more. You were like 19, right? Oh my god. AC, Rug, he's skimming it for now. He's going to go through all of it while stroking his orange straw with the snails in the background on his OnlyFans. God damn it, AC. The biggest reason why I'm reacting, why him reacting this way is an issue, because later on, he would use this as an example of how much he's done for me. In future arguments, he would say that he supported me when I went through this to get a leg up on me, and use it as an example of how he went the extra mile for me when I don't reciprocate regarding unrelated things in his eyes. Ever think about this was a lot for him? Ever think about that, dumb chick? Back to wanting to divorce myself from you. Now I'm currently back to wanting to kill myself because you're not there for me. You won't be there if I need you on moment's notice, because the internet is the ultimate barrier for you when it's never been one for me. You stopped me from killing myself when I was divorcing. You left your family just for me because of disagreements. You flew to America before I deployed. Wait, it's around the same time frame? December? Oh, you know, this is a few months after. Okay, I gotta look at the dates and pay attention. Scurvy OF is haram. Personal info. Who bought you a plane ticket last minute with no planning whatsoever because I fucked up, but you refused to leave the airport? Me. Who got molested? That said airport because of the unplanned tickets. I got you. You. But who was instantly there to give you some sort of help and advice at a moment's notice? That's right, me. I have a feeling there's something that she's not showing us from like that back then. Okay. I can keep going, but when I reverse the list to see what you've done for me, when you've been there for me, you know to do your basic responsibilities as a wife. Let's see. Okay, I already read that. Made me choose between unconsented sex or getting cheated on. My ex is adamant on trying to form a sexual activity. I constantly said no. Even when he made jokes about it, I was still serious in saying no. Wait a second, she was married? She was married? Ugh, that's even more fucked up. And if you're constantly denying him, and it's like he thinks there's something wrong with you. I'm gonna fight you. No, I'm not. Me? Fight me. You're gonna try it? I know I don't want to try it. Oh my god. Now you're... I never fucked a woman. Oh my god. No means yes, don't shoot the messenger. Bro. It just escalates 30 minutes. Honestly, the fruit, if on the infinitesimally small chance you're listening to this is really gay. This is really, really fucking gay. Why are you not reading my messages? I didn't see it there. I was busy scrolling through this cringe with the clown music playing. Scurvy apricot. V shoujo in general just kind of sucks. They're all boring and rely on jiggling milkers. That's a lot of female VTubers, if I'm being honest. But me, this PNG tuber, no tits, no ass, all 100% orange. Oh boy. Scurvy, read El Shefa's messages. That's a hate crime. I have been, don't worry. The most popular VTubers are flat. Like that shark chick, right? Jesus Christ. Why is she being so obtuse about sex? I fucking hate when like chicks are like, oh my god, it's like, part of your duty as a loyal girlfriend. I think it was somewhere in Ephesians that said something similar. What was it? It's like if your man wants to have sex with you, you have sex with him. And if the woman wants sex from her man, you have sex with her. It's that simple. That's part of your biblical duties as husband and wife. Personally, I prefer the forest-dwelling eldritch creature that looks like a starving Victorian child. Just like Chaz, I believe in furry supremacy. Okay, this is just, once again, this is just really gay. I'm skimming through all this because it's just, oh my god, this is hard to read. Is this like Facebook or something? Yeah, I think it is. Husband and wife, how dare you? Ree! It's not fair. Oh my god. I mean, I'm not saying... The Bible doesn't condone, like, degeneracy. We don't know what... I have a feeling this guy probably is just like, look, how come we've never had... You know, we've never had sex yet. Something like that. Probably something pretty vanilla. The equality fallacy. I love that. Oh, the clown music is not helping here. I'm getting bored. Jeez. Apparently fruit is supposed to be like a lich? Nah, an anime girl with jiggling boobs wearing a skeleton bikini is not a lich. Okay. It hurts to see so many VTubers I like to completely lose my respect. I also noticed they're all female VTubers. The man you cheated on nearly offed himself. That's where we were last time. Oh, you're a... Wait. Cheats on him, and then writes a 90-page document explaining how she's the victim. This is every human's worst nightmare. Nick Ackerman. The clown music is helping with my sadness. Hey, that's good to hear. Oh, boy. Good to know that no matter what a guy does, the woman will always take the woman's side. Fuck dating. I could get abandoned and cheated on, and women would somehow find a way to blame me. Nah, fuck all this. Glad to see you permanently single. I hope it's permanent at any rate. Harsh, but true, and I agree. I hope she stays single forever. That's her that's a fitting punishment. I found this photo of you. Pronouns and bio person. Women accountability. That's based. I can't stand all these chicks that are like, oh my god, you're so strong for sharing this. Oh my god. Fucking Iron Mouse, I recognize these names. They're VTubers too. Of course I'd recognize them. Zion? Why name yourself Zion? Oh, man. Where's the cheating everyone's talking about? I'm so confused. It's because these people actually read the document and came to that conclusion. Oh my god. Women. Women. Coffee emoji. She's not brave for posting literal fucking lies. She is lying. Oh, hey, pickle. I found you. Goblin out 43. Mighty fine ratio, milady. Gaming is for everyone. Boy. That whole thing wasn't a real marriage. There was no wedding, no ceremony, no dress, no vows. I was alone. Okay, Fruit. I hope you realize that in more like, you know, if you're like a Catholic marrying a Jew, right? And this is how my parents got married. Those vows of, you know, in sickness and in health, you know, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's not said in those kinds of marriages. He made me choose between him and my family. It made me scared to think for myself. Ah, jeez. So I pressured myself. Okay, that's how you know something's up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cry about it, Jew. Ha! That's not how you use that, faggot. Then again, you could see that 2 flags right there. Just gonna leave this here. Seems to me... Hold on, let's pause. Seems to me that according to this clip, a certain fruit is a bigot and has donated to PDF orgs. Quite curious. Yeah, let's take a look at this. We'll pause the clown music for now. Really horrible, but imagine you're the military and you come home to your wife cheating on you. Now that would be really harsh. Bit ironic, isn't it? A certain ex-husband reading this post. Put a bullet in my head and kill me right now. Damn. Wonder if Nux is looking at this tweet right now. Cough. Your ex-husband looking at this tweet. Coming home from the military. I love the memes around this. Huh. Too bad they weren't there when she had left me. What a... Oh, this is the guy. Oh man, it cost you $0. Bro. Yeah, by the way, Mermaids is indeed a PDF charity. Not fucking mermaids! It also costs you $0 to not be a whore and cheat on your husband while he was deployed, but here you are! You get a ratio by fucking Palestine flag account, too, I think. Wait a second. Trans kids are threatened by their right-wing parents. You could save them by simply leaving a like. Yay, 4chan. Coming in here to save the day. BS apricot virtue signaling to make people forget about the horrible shit she committed. It worked! Wow! Did you realize the absolute optics disaster this is? And the fact that it's still up for 2 days. Also, why disable replies and only allowing praises? Is this too inconvenient a fact? Plugging your ears saying you can't hear anything? Out of sight, out of mind. My twin brother. Oh yeah, her. Yeah, it's not her brother. It's her sister. My twin sister means the world to me more than anyone. It means a lot to support and protect people like her. Anyway, I can. If there's a better true and support charity to donate, then I could just switch. It's not that, bro. Get fucked, fruit. It's a 4chan thread. I think I know what this one is. You are here. Everyone makes mistakes. What a bitch. Oh my god. I don't know why there's so many faggots that are supporting this bitch. It's honestly so annoying when we know that this is all bullshit. The comments and you are beyond saving. You're vile for being unfaithful, and if you lied to your husband, you're certainly lying to everyone else like he was somehow in the wrong for putting you back on the streets where you belong. Hey, I think I know what he's talking about. The comments that are supporting her. Probably should have clarified that there, but that's fine. As a military vet, I find this disappointing. Feel free to donate to Scurvy's Cash App, or you can hit the button and sub. However, if you can't do that, then find a pic of the rarest orange species and send it to Discord for his X file. Apparently, this VTuber cheated on her spouse and she's trying to act like she's the victim. At Rev says Desu. That's a pretty heart-wrenching experience. Oh, wait. Yeah. Horror VTuber. What? So many VTubers I have to block and unfollow. You're ew. I do not know who you are, nor do I care, but I understand that you are never the victim, but the perpetrator. Suffer in flames. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it on that note for this venue. Oh, I still have to see Fruit's ugly Jew-looking face on here. God damn. Alrighty. Where is it? Let's get back to the center stage. And now we're gonna head to our second venue. The baby debater versus the slimy scumbag. Andy Pants Gaming versus the Act Man. We're not gonna watch this whole debate. I'll tell you that much because it's like an hour long. Actually, I still want to see what notification I have. Never mind, just a like for a tweet. Anyways, so we have this video from Andy Pants Gaming. Actman discussion. Don't let AC on Discord. He will make it gross and sticky. Anyways, let's get started here.
Yeah. All right, Actman. I have one question just to start off. In the words of the African prince, why are you gay?
Okay, so this opening statement, not exactly something you want to say. Instead, I probably would have said, like, if you really wanted to go the Pride Parade direction, which I mean, it's fun. I think it's funny. Oh, shit. Wrong tab. God damn. I'm not even drunk. But as I was saying, that's really not a strong opening argument. Like, when you're first getting introduced to somebody that you're debating, you may not want to go with the "why are you gay" route when it comes to questioning, like somebody on like why they go to pride parades. I mean, we know why the Act Man went to that damn pride parade. It's his girlfriend, and you know his girlfriend hangs around a bunch of degenerates.
Why are you gay?
I'm gonna skip this part. Let's actually get to something with a bit more substance.
You know, I would have to watch your masculinity video in its entirety. I think I watched about 7 or 8 minutes.
Okay.
And yeah, that one hit the algorithm. I noticed a change in the type of content your channel has. But to answer your question, if there's been a steep decline, how do you quantify masculinity? I mean, like the Doom games, like 2016, well, dude, Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages coming out. We just had Space Marine 2.
Okay, so already I could see where Andy is kind of failing here. The question he should have asked was, are there any new, like, from the start? Because I unfortunately have to agree with the Act Man here when, he says that Andy is kind of moving the goalpost. But he should have started with, has there been any new AAA game series that are masculine in nature? So that way, you don't have, doesn't have to bring up, Space Marine 2 or, Doom the Dark Ages. It's like, that's an actual question that, can be answered, proper. It will take some time to actually think of a good answer. And I already know the answer to that question. No, there hasn't. Can't really say that there has been. Once again, the question is about AAA games. We're not talking about indie games. I know there's very few indie games that are still masculine or whatnot. But for the most part, yeah, they're also pretty fucking gay too. Domain expansion. Why are you gay?
That's pretty fucking masculine. I mean, Leon Kennedy, Resident Evil 4 remake. I think Leon Kennedy's a fucking badass, pretty masculine. Isaac Clarke, the Dead Space remake, pretty fucking masculine.
Exactly, but which is a remake of a 2007 game.
Right, but those are still remakes released within the last couple of years, all featuring protagonists that we all consider to be fucking Giga Chads. So
right,
obviously there's some contention around your premise that masculinity has fallen off on a steep decline or something.
I mean, okay. You do have those games every now and then, but those are once in a blue moon kind of things. Even something like, the Resident Evil 4 remake or the Dead Space remaster or the new Doom games. Those are few and far between. I mean, you guys saw my reaction to the the Doom the Dark Ages trailer. That was probably one of my most hype announcements from this year's Summer Games Fest. I am genuinely looking forward to playing that game by the time I graduate, because then I'll have my gaming PC already and I can really actually enjoy video games for once. But then this is kind of where Andy is failing here. I don't think he quite understands, because he's not really used to being in a debate setting. I saw this before when he was trying to talk about religion or whatnot to a bunch of atheists. And don't get me wrong, he definitely was winning the arguments against the atheists. I'd say that religion is a strong suit of his. He does know somewhat what he's talking about, but at the same time, on this stream, he gets fucking Christ-mogged, as Harmful Opinions would put it. But what I noticed Andy does throughout this debate, it's he is just woefully unprepared. He did not come in with genuine questions. He just wanted to attack an idea of the Act Man, not actually talk a debate with the Act Man. And that's something that I've been thinking about since re-listening to the debate for the second time. That's my third time now, actually.
In some ways, sure. Maybe there's more pandering. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that we had Medal of Honor, we had Sam Fisher, we had Ghost Recon, we had all of these great masculine characters in games, and it seems like everything now is either a remake. What new, very masculine character has come in a game recently?
And yeah, that's actually moving the goalpost. If you're looking for an example of oftentimes leftists will do this. They'll be the ones to move the goalposts. But this is just a painful observation of what that actually is.
New?
Yeah.
Are you talking entire?
Why did I think this was an actual circus? Well, hey, we're at one of the venues right now in the Cirque de Lulz. We are watching unskilled debater versus slimy skis ball.
Entirely new franchise.
Right. It's not a remake of a 2007 game, because that just proves my point that games back in the day were more masculine and everything's feminine now.
I think you're just moving the goalpost because you were talking about masculinity in video games, and I gave you several examples of protagonists, but now you're saying, what about new characters? So you're kind of just moving the goalposts on this.
I don't have to move the goalposts. Dead Space is a remake of a 2007 game, so that proves my point. So, but you disagree. You disagree that games have been feminized. You disagree that masculinity is in decline in video games. Is that what you're saying?
I disagree with some parts of what you've said. Yeah.
Okay. Has the check cleared for Payday 3?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. All right. Hit the bank account.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this next question that Andy is going to be asking is about Actman's Payday 3 video. I think Andy actually kind of wins with this question, but at least Actman is able to concede on that point.
Did.
Okay.
It's great that someone is like, you can finally confront me on that, man. Oh yeah, go for it.
Good, because it was trash. I don't see how you could justify. I mean, right now there's like 5.
Do you want an actual explanation, or are you just looking for cheap gotcha moments? Because I'm telling you, man.
No,
my closet is clean.
Dude,
okay?
I do want.
And I have found a lot in yours.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I do want an actual explanation.
Okay, I'll give you guys a little bit of a spoiler alert here. Though, before Andy Pants decided to do, focus on like anti-woke content, he was hardcore shilling for like Xbox, but because of the way that company is going, he's just like, I noticed this and I want to talk about it, which, fair enough. I don't think you needed to delete your whole fucking video catalog, but it's fair enough.
Okay, well, the explanation is that the version of Payday 3 that I played in New York, I was told by certain people at the company, like, I guess the word liaison would be the right word, like the creator liaison, the person who's talking to the content creators and telling them the plan and all that. And I had gotten back from the New York event, and I had checked the footage because they sent us all home with flash drives. And I checked the footage, and it's all corrupt. And I started talking to the other guys who were at the event. I was like, dude, do you have any working footage for this? Because mine is just totally fucked up. There's no audio. So there was technical problems at the event itself. Then, when it came time for the...
So now I do wonder if Actman is like telling the truth. There's a good chance that could have happened. I mean, I know it's already a pain in the ass to like set up recording equipment at those type of events. So there's a chance that something like that could have happened. But I'm also somewhat skeptical at the same time. Just part of who I am. Actman has lied about things in the past. Most notably, like Az's Starfield rant. That's the most notable in recent history. So I'm not gonna take him on face value on the footage being corrupted. But there's also a chance that he's might also not be lying about this.
Beta, I think it was the public or the closed beta. They had 2 of them. I played that, had more technical problems with the servers, and I asked them, hey, is this what the game is going to be like when it comes out? Because I'm having server issues, and what I was told is that the version we played in New York was a newer build. And so I went into that with the impression that, okay, I'm going to post this video. I'm leaving for a trip, and I'm going to post this video before I leave, and I hope it doesn't turn into a shit show. And I feel like if I do have serious regrets about that, because if I had just done a better job in the intro of saying like, hey, the game is not out yet, this, please wait for reviews, I wish I had.
But dude, Actman, you're like, look, I understand, like, people do make mistakes in their videos, but still, you have editors, you have people who look at this stuff and your audio clips too, like it's on purpose. You put out that video on purpose, and the things that you say in it on purpose.
Done that. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Repentance. We all have to repent, you know, for our mistakes and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
You're religious.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the Act Man using religion here, even if it is to own Andy Pants on things that he really should be knowing. Like like Andy Pants gets the 9th commandment wrong. So in case you don't know what that commandment is, it is thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. I'm sorry.
This man, aren't you?
I am, and I appreciate that because several people had brought that up to me, and it's good for you to hear an explanation for it. I
mean, that's the simpler explanation is that maybe it was a miscommunication from this guy. Maybe he was told something by someone higher up, and he relayed that to me, like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, it's a newer build," and
yeah, that could be a possibility too.
And so, like, you know, these people had the event was professional, everything except like the small technical difficulties. I hadn't ever really done like pre-release reviews before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't often get invited to those things. I think I've done Halo Wars 2 and Payday 3 are the only 2 events where I think I've been actually invited out to.
Mm-hmm.
I talk a lot of shit, so if you want to accuse me of being a shill, I don't get invited to a lot of things.
So you truly liked Black Ops 6? You truly like the new Call of Duty game? Because that feels like we're waiting for the check to clear from Activision as well.
See, the funny thing is that parts of your audience don't know that you're joking.
No, I'm not joking, brother. I swear to God.
I hear you laughing. Like,
that's a nervous. Okay, Act Man. Obviously, you're being kind of scummy here because, once again, kind of taking advantage of the fact that Andy isn't experienced in the realm of debate. Like, I have this nervous tick of mine too. Like, sometimes I just start laughing. Like, not necessarily in a debate setting, but it's like, obviously, Andy is kind of starstruck here. And I also think, you know, just unprepared and nervous, and so he's just kind of laughing, and Ackman over here is like, oh, so you must be joking about that. You have some top-notch satire on your channel. I remember those tweets too. It's like, no, Andy's stuff is not satirical. Though some people are like, oh, McGrifter. I think Andy gets things wrong, but I do think he believes most of what he says. And you know, so I understand that people can change. Like, if you look at the history of this channel, I'm not as near I wasn't nearly as far right as I am now. That's pretty observable. Like, once again, change happens over time.
I'm laughing at the fact that I think you were.
I don't think you're an idiot, bro. If you're familiar with my content, you have a very good understanding of why Activision does not pay me or offer to pay me, nor would I accept offers for payment.
You're talking about their game. You're still talking about their game, and you just said, what did you say? Treyarch is cooking with this one.
Yes.
So has the check cleared? That's my only question, because the game is dog shit. I've played it. The game is dog shit.
Objectively, of course, right? Your subjective opinion. Yeah, you're fucking with me, bro. And it's like, it's so easy to sniff.
Okay, so when it comes to like community perception of a game, I've never played the new Black Ops game. I'm not interested in Call of Duty. I think it's just slop. I think that's how a lot of people perceive Call of Duty. It's just like generic first-person shooter slop from Activision Blizzard. You know, the series is very formulaic. This, that, and the other, right? And it's like, what meaning, like, I guess the question I'd ask in this situation, it's like, okay, this is why I believe that you might be shilling for Treyarch or Activision Blizzard. I think it's because the game does not iterate the Black Ops formula. And I know Call of Duty has like a bunch of different other spin-off series too. I'm just saying, like, and this is how I'd frame it. I like the reason why I think it's trash is because it does not iterate like the way from like Black Ops 5 or like the previous Call of Duty game before that. That's how I'd frame it. It's probably better than well, yeah, the game's just trash, bro, and you're shilling. I'd also say, in your opinion, how do you think this iteration of Call of Duty, innovates from the previous entry? That's something else I'd ask too, as a follow-up question. But Scurv-O the clown can't really be asking too many questions now, can he?
Sniff it out, man. If you're gonna. I thought this was satire at first, what you were doing. I thought you were making fun of video game.
That's also pretty disingenuous from him. Like, not everything is like satire or whatnot. It's like when you disagree with them, that's a fucking Destiny move right there. Well, the Critical Drinker is probably making some satire about why Godzilla versus Kong is all about racial hierarchies. Like that's the kind of shit Destiny would say.
Critique. Just video game. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just because I'm chuckling doesn't mean this is a joke. I 100% think the game.
It's a nervous tick.
Game is trash, and
and you honestly, legitimately think I'm being paid by Activision,
dude. I do wonder if it's secondhand.
You're a smart guy. You're not retarded. Let's not insult both of our intelligences here, okay? If you genuinely think I'm being paid by Activision, you have never watched a single Call of Duty video I've made.
You're still talking.
I have seen some of Actman's Call of Duty videos, and some of them actually do really shit on the game. So Andy, you kind of lost this question. But still, my questions that I would ask him, that's still fine. That's still an actual argument type of question.
Talking about the game though, so I'm trying to piece a lot of these things together, like why.
And you're doing
and Bellular is absolutely being paid off by Blizzard. There is even when he's being critical of WoW, there is no fucking way that Bellular is not being paid off by Blizzard. I notice the pattern. I see it. And once again, Bellular is, of course, shilling the latest World of Warcraft expansion. Didn't do that with Shadowlands, though, because I have a feeling Blizzard it's just a little crackpot conspiracy of mine. I have a feeling, a lot of WoW influencers were, trying to drum up negative press for the game to draw more people into what is otherwise a really good expansion.
Really bad job of it.
Why
by the
you
way.
don't talk about woke stuff? Why you there's certain rakes that you avoid stepping on, and I wonder if it's to be more palatable to your corporate handlers. Okay, all right. I knew you were going to deny that, so it's fine.
What?
Here's my other.
No. I'll answer that question.
Yeah,
I'll answer that. Why?
Andy was really caught off guard by that. I didn't think he actually expected, the Actman to actually answer that. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase Harmful Opinion's opinion on this debate right here. I have a feeling, Andy had this idea of the Actman that he was going to be talking to. It's like, oh, are you gonna call me homophobic? Are you gonna call me homophobic? But in reality, it's like, no, that's not the case. Actman actually does have some experience in the realm of debate. Andy Pants clearly doesn't. Debating random atheists is not exactly the best way to build up debate experience.
Why do I avoid? So I watched about 2 minutes of your woke YouTubers video, and I could not stop laughing. And I was like, I gotta sit down, get some popcorn, and really enjoy this.
Right.
I especially liked the part where you were like, why don't these YouTubers talk about racism directed towards white people?
Yes.
And you know what? You're right, bro. I started working on a new video. It's called "Why is the Great Replacement Theory So Bad?" And I think the fans are gonna love it. We're just hard pivoting to political content on my main channel. I'm all in. I'm like you, man. I'm all in.
Dude, I get it. You want to protect your money, you want to protect your cash, and the way you do that is by playing both sides.
I am true to myself, Andy.
I want to protect my money too. I get it.
I know, at the cost of your own soul, man. You are sacrificing something that when you go up to the man upstairs, he's gonna know what you're doing.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad he actually re-enabled the comments. And then yeah, they absolutely are making fun of him too. That's also kind of cowardly to disable dislikes. That's kind of a bitch move too. Ultimately, I think we kind of get the point as to why these two clowns are in our circus tonight. You saw some of the sliminess that Actman was doing when I pointed it out, and you also got to see why Andy is really not cut out for this. He's better at making scripted videos than he is like doing live content / debates. It's a skill to like make decent live content. I still have a lot of things to learn, not gonna lie. As much as I appreciate the compliments that my stuff gets, I also know there's all different things I could do. Just takes getting to know like OBS better. And probably not stammering on my words so much. But anyways, I'll be back, and then we'll read some of the comments here. Then we'll get to our final venue of the night. So I will be right back. Let's see. This looks like I got another notification on Twitter. Anyways. I'm also going to get me some more booze when I get back as well. Okie dokie, I am back. Anyways, let's get back to the comment section on this video, shall we? Because for the longest time, comments were actually disabled. The quote in question was because Actman cucks were invading the comment section. But as we could see, let's take a look at these comments. That they are absolutely roasting the shit out of him. And that's also because of his conduct after the debate as well. Because my God, guy was deleting shit left and right, disabled the comment section, actually copyright struck Actman's re-upload, which Actman was actually in the right of doing, by the way. If you have a debate with somebody, it's not infringement or anything, because they are also in the video. They are allowed to post it. Let's read the comments. Nothing screams peak testosterone than likes and dislikes disabled by owner. Labmao. 1.2k likes. Hey man, I found your spine. Maybe I'll give it back if you retract the copyright strike. And then that seemed to have happened. You claimed his video? Clown behavior. These fragile woke YouTubers. Meanwhile, I will turn off dislikes. How can you possibly claim to be masculine when you disable dislikes? Yeah, that was such a bitch move, man. I have no idea why you'd bother to disable dislikes if you were this Giga Chad type guy. So, Asinine Andy has disabled and re-enabled comments, disabled likes and dislikes, deleted a bunch of old content, and false copyright striked a re-upload of this video from the other person in the video who actually provided actual footage. This is the kind of behavior you expect from actual spineless content creators, like Destiny. Once again, the moral of this debate: Andy was woefully unprepared and has been acting like a bitch. Meanwhile, Actman was acting pretty slimy. So two things can be true at the same time, fellas. That's kind of a theme throughout the Cirque de Lulz. Let's see. Why copy strike him? This is absolutely a rat behavior and won't be tolerated by anyone, regardless of how strongly they agree with your opinion on woke. Also, I mean, that is, he does, sympathize with the Jews, and that is very much Jew behavior. I don't know, I might be onto something now, too, coming up with a baseless conspiracy. Kind of like what you did later on in this debate, Andy. You copyright struck the Actman's video. You're gonna learn about the Streisand effect. You just turned everyone against you. Okay, we need to put on the clown music, because this is also fitting. Let's start it over. Copyright striking someone else's video is insane when they uploaded their version of it. Just proves you were in the wrong grifter. Yeah, people have been calling Andy a grifter. I could see where that's coming from. I do think I'm also more than willing to be a little bit forgiving here because, first real debate, but still, that's no excuse for falsely copyright striking someone's video. He copy-striked Actman's re-upload because he pussied out and disabled comments initially. Bro is a joke. Copyright strike on Actman is wild. Now the beef is real. Prepare for some video drama. Bro, you got absolutely cooked. Andy Pants is cringe and immature. All he wanted to do is get gotchas and sling mud. His critiques are made from an angry bad faith angel. I'm more right than both, but he shouldn't see Actman as his enemy to attack for clicks. Well, there are things you could criticize the Actman for, absolutely. The Aristocratic Utensil has done quite a few, and they're really good. They're really good takedowns of him. But Andy Pants, I think he was trying to do something. I think he was trying to be like, trying to be like me, in a way, but failed. The smaller YouTuber doing a better job at, argumentation than a channel with 160,000 subscribers. I drew myself as the Giga Chat and used the soy character, person. Oh, man. Ooh, that point in the debate. Some guy called my subscriber a monkey. Yeah, that was clearly a desperation move right there. I'd say Andy lost this debate like around the middle. He was already on shaky ground. But yeah. Anyways, I think we read enough comments on this. We are now gonna head to the fourth venue. This is another little exchange that happened on Twitter. Undead Chronic versus Andrew Wilson with a surprise guest. I wonder who that surprise guest is going to be. Alrighty, so let's get back to Twitter. So, the head Griga himself, Undead Chronic, decided to tweet this yesterday at 11, around the time I was still at the bar. How the hell you sell a debate course but refuse to debate a green-skinned Griga? We're gonna use the G word here. So, Andrew Wilson, Paleo ChristCon. Yeah, so when? Can you I don't know, give me an actual fucking day for once, Tard? And then Chronic replies with, hey, boomer bitch, you should respond to my tweets. And then, you literally refuse. I'm happy to debate you. When? Is this where you make endless demands for emails because you refuse to set anything up here publicly? Hey, Successful Endeavors, how's it going? Just stopping by to say hi and drop a like. Thank you, man. Oh, look, he finally responded. Since you are Zoomer-brained and can't respond to emails, what's your schedule look like this weekend? Gotta give this a like, too. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the thread or something. Hold on. Actually, let me refresh this thread, because I know a lot has happened. Let's see. Show probable spam. And show the offensive content. Nah. I do want to see the replies, so let's see. Here we go. Here's the thread. I'm still kind of learning how to do all this Twitter segment shit. So, Aristocratic Utensil. He actually likes both Andrew Wilson and Undead Chronic. Oh, this should be interesting. It won't be. He postures he wants to do a debate, but every time I try to set up one with him, he doesn't actually do it. Let's show the replies. And then I said, debate the head Griga. I can moderate if need be, whether I'm drunk off my ass or not. That's true. I'm more than happy to provide moderation for that. Answer my tweets, pussy. And then Muffin said, email him and set it up. I want to see this collab happen. Nah, I would like him to publicly give a day and set it up publicly. Goddamn Andrew Wilson, why are you so dead set on wanting to announce this thing publicly? Like, have you not seen how Chronic sets up debates? It's like he might announce that he's trying to set up a debate with somebody, but it's like, the whole point is like, you set up a day and a time, but like Chronic said earlier in the thread, he basically is slammed with work. Chronic is working for like a geneticist company now, but Chronic is not the clown here. I'd say the clown here is Andrew Wilson. And then, let's see, this is where the surprise guest jumps in, and that's me. Chronic sets up debates and emails. Best to set something up in private with him. It's not a bitch move for the head Griga to do that. There just simply can't be an objection to setting it up publicly, except you, he don't want to do it. Simple. And keep in mind, I was drunk off my ass when I was sending these messages. I got a lot of free drinks last night. And I said, dude, just reach out to him on email. When he's not on Twitter, he's at his job. It's a matter of professionalism. Some people prefer to set stuff like this up in private. I'm one of those people too. He said he wants the debate. He knows where I am. Publicly set it up. Literally impossible to fault me for that without looking stupid. And because I just wanted to watch Gintama some more, I just said, fair enough. Though I don't think he's trying to make you look stupid or anything like that. And then Chronic actually, the head Grigga replies to me, he doesn't answer my tweets to set up the debate. This whole dude's life is a lie. And then Muffin replies with, very unprofessional. He can learn a lot from Chronic, as you're a pretty distinguished professor in your field. That's true. Chronic is very much a distinguished professor in his field. Or what? He was a professor. He's doing his own endeavor now, beyond the college system. Spoon says, "'Tis a shame. Would have been a spirited debate, I'm sure." You misspelt Slaughterfest. I like all three of you, but it would be a shit show. No need to make enemies if you already know what you're going to agree and disagree on. I think what this debate is going to be, if anything. Here, let me pause the clown music for a second. I have a feeling this debate in particular, Chronic would be the one asking questions, is like, why did you marry a single mother? Why did you do other stuff that is pretty questionable in the red pill sphere? Jack Murphy's here too. We do have a comment. We do have a reply from Chaz as well. Just email him, retard. Hey, does next Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST work for you? Damn, it's not that hard. Muffin says agreed. Yeah, I agree with Chaz on this one too. It's not that hard. Dude, just send him a fucking email. He wants this to be set up through email. Why are you making this so difficult, Andrew Wilson? I don't understand. He's not trying to make you look stupid. He does read his emails on, I forget his email address. I think it's like Zombie Kush or something for like YouTube inquiries. He does read his emails. Once again, like, that's a very professional thing to do. If you want to set something up with him, that's the best way to do it. Some people are just like that. I thought you were a libertarian, my guy. You could just answer his emails or let unverified people send you DMs. He already said this weekend. You got soap in your eyes? Hold on a second. Let me see if this is going to happen. I should actually take a look at Undead Chronic. I should take a look at Chronic's channel. Live. It doesn't seem like anything yet. But there's a good chance that something is probably going to happen. I mean, both of you guys are pretty insistent on the debate, and I would love to be the moderator of it. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be at the bar or something on StreamYards at the same time. I'd be like, yeah, Chronic wins, and it's like, oh, and I'd also be like, oh, hey there, Chica. And Chronic and Wilson are like, God damn it, Scurvy, what the fuck are you doing right now? Nah, jokes aside, I probably would put the bar aside if it means I can moderate that debate. Anyways, enough shilling of how I want to moderate this, but let's get back to the post at hand. Anything else? He's scared, Grigga. He doesn't want that green smoke. That's fair, too. Maybe we should fund it for you. About the only way you'll get to debate him. I'd rather buy Chronic 6 White Claws than fund a cuck. It would be Hunter level. Oh, man, if he was able to dunk on Andrew Wilson like he does on Hunter Avalone... Oh, man, that would have been really funny. But, let's see. I actually do want to go through this original thread. I was kind of lost in the sauce myself on this whole thing. Also, you could tell me, Also, if you could tell me what we are debating, that would be great. We could start with stepdads being cuckolds or not. Andrew Wilson, aka the cucksybil. All the hills to die on, and that's one. Lol. Okay, I understand if it makes you uncomfortable. Oh, Chronic is just ratioing this guy over and over again. I'm telling you, maybe I should start to do these Twitter drama segments on the show when it's applicable. No, Chronic, don't scare the cuck away. One green skin scare. Listening to a green skin a day scares the cuckold away. Hold on, let's go back. Oh yeah, this is where I stepped in because I also wanted to talk to Spoon at the same time. I'm at least honest with my intentions. Andrew Wilson, Undead Chronic, and Aristocratic Utensil in the same thread. Of course I was, and add the combination of me being drunk at 2 in the morning. Of course I was gonna jump in. Let's see. Did I actually post that at like 2 a.m. though? I need to see. It was like 1:30 a.m. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. Let's be real. But yeah, I'm so happy I jumped into this. It was really funny. The whole die on that hill thing is just Twitter lip speak for not being browbeaten out of having an opinion. Yeah, like that's the thing. My whole die on that hill thing is no hymen, no diamond. But then again, I'm really stubborn about that, and no amount of whores or beta cucks will convince me that the only good woman to be with is a virgin for the rest of your life. Oh man, Andrew Wilson, this is just not looking good for you. Sorry, there's a fly in my face. But dude, like, holy hell, Andrew Wilson, if you're somehow listening to this, all I ask is stop acting like a clown. You're on Chronic's time. Turns out you're on Chronic's time. He's not on yours. So you debate Chronic on his time, and bada bing, bada boom, you'll probably get humiliated. Oh man, that's all I have to. That's all I really have to say on this drama. Let's see. We can head to the after show. There's probably going to be a little bit of an additional segment here. It's only like about 8 o'clock, like 8:13 to be exact. Let's see. I might want to do something a bit like something equally as clownish. Because, I mean, you guys are watching Scurv-O the Clown right now. You're not watching ScurvyRum, you're watching Scurv-O the Clown. So I'm gonna try and think of a bonus segment we could do. Maybe there's some other locale that we could cover. Scurv-O the Goon Man. Ooh, I'm not Scurv-O the Goon Master. Oh, hey, let's see. This is something funny, and there's one of my fellow VTubers. So we have a segment from Side Scrollers. We're gonna cover this before I head out to the bars. Pokemon hired a yoga instructor to run its DEI department aimed at kids. So we have Stuttering Craig, Blabs, and Kirsch. Kirsch is a fellow VTuber who I somewhat respect. She is not like apricot fruit whatsoever. Probably a respectable individual outside of the jiggling boobs avatar. So I don't think any VTuber avatar is as sexy as the Citron Scudge. I mean, Scurv-O the clown. No, totally not conflating my superhero alter ego with this alter ego I made up for this stream. Anyways, let's get started. Did someone say yoga? Think before you sink, right?
This does not look very good.
Guide me, Torchbearer Blabs.
Yes.
No, yes.
Blabs.
Basically, I even went through this person's LinkedIn, and everything that's in this article is correct.
Okay, the Pokemon Company hires a Sadie Armitage as DEI and social responsibility consultants. She relishes in promoting LGBTQ plus agenda to young kids. Oh no. The Pokemon games are going woke, if they already haven't. And I already know all the ways that they have. Pissed off a lot of women. The Pokemon Go avatar shit. Pissed off a lot of women.
As the title says, Pokemon Company hires Sheeny Armitage as DEI and social responsibility consultant. She relishes in promoting LGBTQ plus agenda to young kids, which is...
Oh, wait. I guess this is going to be like the sucker punch of the night, I guess. So I got to play this button.
Here comes Daredevil!
So we know the sucker punch is already, but I just thought I wanted to press the button.
It's true. I checked her LinkedIn. You can even find the quote in the article below, and she's basically like, I love it that young kids were at this pride parade. So great. So many of them. And it's like, oh my.
Stop it, please, I beg you!
What the heck?
Okay, so I'm gonna, this is a former yoga instructor and corporate responsibility manager. What the fuck does this mean? What is a corporate
responsibility manager is another DEI title. So instead of like a diverse...
What the hell is this?
Kirsch, you were talking before I could play the button. So I'll play it again.
What the hell is this?
Diversity and equity officer or a like diversity manager. They're a corporate responsibility.
Of what?
Their whole role is to just push DEI. So it doesn't matter, like, don't really get caught up in what the language used for their position is. Their position is to push DEI and the ideology that goes behind that.
Oh, wonderful. This will be great. Everyone loves DEI and Pokemon.
Yeah, of course.
All things. Let's go read this here. Armitage posted on LinkedIn, after 9.5 years at ASOS, the time has come to move on to something new. It's been quite the journey at ASOS. Many years spent building confidence in my abilities, stepping outside my comfort zone, and continuously challenging myself to be better. So feeling readier than ever to start this new chapter as DEI and social responsibility consultant at the Pokemon Company International. She added, I'm looking forward to joining a wonderful team with new learnings, laughs, impacts, and crash course in all things Pokemon.
Scurv-O the clown really likes this clownery that's going on in the Pokemon Company. Ooh, what about you? Totally not like it's gonna be, I mean, I know Pokemon's still gonna make a lot of money, but, I mean, because it's fucking Pokemon. But I don't think it's gonna be the DEI department that helps with that.
So she has no idea about this company. Like
Well, I mean, of course not. She went from a yoga instructor to being a DEI consultant, and now she's continuing her DEI consultancy, which is how these priests kind of spread the ideology in the first place. They fail upwards, and they get hired by people who know them, because all they're here to do is push ideology. They're not here to improve the company. They're here to, as the sweet baby ink guy said, burn it all down. They want to get rid of the people.
Unfortunately, I don't have a yes queen button because I'm not that kind of faggot, but she is right. I could tell Kirsch actually has some knowledge about how Marxists work. So, and she is right on the money. I rarely say that about chicks, but Kirsch is right on the money.
Who would disagree with them or who would go against them and transform industry in their image.
Well, she continued with a LinkedIn post. This is, Armitage previously posted on LinkedIn about one of her highlights at this other company was seeing so many young kids at Pride. She wrote, "There's so much joy at Pride, and I think it's one of the best days of the year. I get to celebrate with my best friends and see all the amazing communities and organizations who are centering the LGBTQ plus community. This year was my first year participating in the march, and thanks to Jordan and all the they socers efforts planning.
Wait. The they. Well, hold on. The they socers.
What the hell is this?
It wasn't let down. One of my many highlights was seeing so many young kids at Pride and seeing all those parents making a conscious effort for their children to know that being LGBTQ plus is something that is to be.
God, shut up! Everyone just shut the fuck up!
Wow, that's awfully telling for the future direction of the Pokemon Company. I have no idea why a Pokemon character's sexuality matters. It doesn't fucking matter. There's no need for that to be in Pokemon. What, do you expect me to just like, oh, where's the bisexual character? Where's the bisexual orange characters in Pokemon? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Be celebrated, to be celebrated for where you put your privates, embraced and proud of, and that if they grow up to be part of the LGBTQ plus family,
being groomed. I'm gonna correct this chick saying right here. You know, being groomed.
They'll be loved and encouraged to be themselves. Everyone should be and deserves to be accepted for who they are. And their gender identity and sexuality should never be a reason not to be accepted.
Where's my no button?
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Will this help us sell more Pokemon games? The DEI people, it's like, oh, totally, Game Freak.
Or loved.
I think it's a
Pokemon
major red
games.
flag when people talk about how they love seeing kids at Pride or how kids belong at Pride.
Yes. The Kirsch, you are 100% correct once again. Like, no, kids do not belong at that shit. Like, I would not want to be, a bisexual dude, would not want to be caught dead at one of those events. That's just me. I don't want to see people, I don't want to see people wearing dog masks. I don't want to see people literally reliving Sodom and Gomorrah. That happened for a reason.
And I mean, many years ago, there was like that pushback of like sexuality and sexual things happen at Pride, so kids don't belong there. And people were just like, well, of course kids belong at Pride. What do you mean? It's just so tiring to watch the trajectory of how they've been wanting to include kids in spaces they have no reason to be there. And whenever people called it out, like, you just get called a bigot.
Christ.
And now
It's because I'm also one of those people who actually says something similar. Like, kids do not belong at those events. And I will keep saying that. They just don't. There's no such thing as family-friendly Pride events. It's all a bunch of degeneracy. I dread the fact that little Johnny is gonna have to ask what's that man doing in the dog mask, and why is he acting like a dog? He should be acting like an adult. And then his liberal mom is gonna be like, well, he's just being himself, Some adults like that, and it just fucks up the kid for the rest of his life.
now we're here where like kids are being taught how to be good allies and how to have like anal sex in 3rd grade. It's just like, it's ridiculous.
Leftists are gonna be like, but Kirsch, that doesn't happen. And one of my bookmark tweets is literally exactly this. That shit does not belong in 3rd grade.
How does this make any sense to anybody? Like, at all? I nothing about this makes sense. Especially when you look at they talked about in this article the job listing itself, and we talked about this about 6 months ago, Blabs. Do you recall when this broke, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this position pays, and I'm going to say she should probably make the low end of this because she doesn't know anything about the company she's working for. But she makes between $178,000 and $211,000 a year.
Damn.
What the heck?
What the hell is this?
What the fuck? And I'm just sitting here on my ass. Not making any money. Not just kidding. You guys don't have to give me anything. I'm just saying. It's like she is getting paid $200,000 a year to sit on her ass and do nothing but promote her political ideology in games and on Twitter. She does fucking nothing, and she's getting paid $200,000 a year. If I was being paid $200,000 a year, well, I'd move the fuck out of this country. I'd move to Turkey, meet a an Orthodox autistic chick, preferably with blue or green eyes, and we'd have a nice big family. That's what I'd do with $200,000 a year, to just sit on my ass and not really do anything. God damn.
The ceiling being upwards towards $267,000 to preach this nonsense. Now,
What the hell is this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
Imagine getting paid so much
Exactly.
to ruin companies.
Imagine Pokemon actually paying
Christ.
them and shelling this out. Amazing.
how do they incorporate? Are we going to start seeing pride shirts and stuff in Pokemon games?
I choose you, and it's like a pride emblem.
Right.
I think I remember like their newest game. There was some I don't want to use the word controversy because that makes it sound like more strenuous, I guess. But they had changed like the costume for the female character in game to make it more androgynous looking.
That was Pokemon Go. Dimitri Monroe also covered this controversy too, and it absolutely is a controversy. 100% guaranteed there will be pride shit in Pokemon games going forward. There's definitely that possibility, though I don't know if Nintendo is gonna completely allow that for one of their first-party IPs. They're already really strict about that kind of messaging in like in Mario and Zelda games.
And people were really unhappy with that.
Yep, that was a big thing with Pokemon Go.
And by really strict, I mean those kinds of messages are just not in there.
Oh, the changes of the characters, and they look very.
Last thing, side scrollers. If you're looking at this, feel free to invite the orange on sometime. I will be a good orange. I won't say faggot on your show. Besides, it'll look good. It'll look good on you guys. Autistic, bisexual, mixed ethnicity, diversity.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
I was super excited to play Pokemon Go on my vacation earlier this year, and then they made all those changes, and I was like, why would you do this?
It's just insane.
This is just another thing for me to say, go Pal World.
Yeah, right?
Hell yeah,
Now,
go Pal
Labs,
World.
you said that you
Fuck Pokemon,
had
go Pal
some
World.
information about this. Their LinkedIn. You said you can't share it.
Yeah, because obviously shares are like their private, my private stuff and all that, so I can't pull it up. But yeah, it's basically everything that you saw in the article is confirmed, and they're like a giant SJW.
Wow. So
Pronouns in bio and all,
straight up, yeah, for sure. This is
Pronouns in bio, opinion discarded.
Pronouns in bio, not even opinion discarded. Opinion slam dunked into the fucking trash.
So they're moving this. I mean, this girl has certainly fallen upwards, going from yoga instructor to DEI person at a fashion company, and now Pokemon, of all things.
I wonder how many cocks she had to suck to get in that position.
How do you gauge your success in this industry, Kirsha? Like, how is success gauged? There's a performance metrics called KPI, key performance indicators, right? How, if you work in the DEI /
Hold on, give me like a second. I'll be back. Then we'll finish up the bonus segment. Just have to head to the little Clementine's room again.
genders. Emotional reason, future right. Real sins later, just as well. As if a divine truth seeker.
Play back to history, answers within. Does existence have a meaning? The reality of truth, the reality of truth. What fact should we accept? The reality of truth, reality. As the universe turned black, did the sun ever defy fate? Beyond it all, do you recognize me? Does meaning have a meaning? Yes, I am, dude. Actually, barely. Anyways, it's just one of my favorite songs I wanted to sing. It's the after show, my guy. Anyways, let's get back to the video here.
Bridge industry. How is your success gauged?
I would say your success is probably gauged more internally than externally. It's like, how well can you incorporate DEI into the company with as little pushback as possible?
Once again, she's 100% correct here, but the problem is far left activists do not have the subtlety whatsoever to even try to push any of those kinds of messages without it coming off as just pure propaganda. I know for me it will never work. I'm too much of a noticer these days. I notice anything from this DEI bullshit.
So you want to make sure that you're making DEI the job of everyone at your corporation, and then eventually having that leak out and being promoted to the consumer of your company, and also having your employees go home and do the work in their personal lives. So you're making cultural transformational change, not just in your own home and not just in your company in like placation ways, like in marketing or in initial hiring, but you're making the moral imperative a part of everyone's everyday job. And doing that, if they're going out and they're doing the work after they leave their job, that is how you know that you have been succeeding. These companies like Harley-Davidson or Jack Daniels, who are saying that they're getting rid of DEI, the consultants that are changing the language of DEI, making it go more underground and having these companies continue.
It's, sorry to interrupt you there, Kirsch, but it's all, but quite literally, this is obfuscation on the DEI departments, but if you're a real noticer like me and chat, it's just harder. Like, it's harder for them to obfuscate because I know the Marxist language tactics that these people use all the time. Like, and I see, because I'm a grad student, that allows me to observe those changes in that kind of language in real time.
You doing the work, continue pushing the ideology while making all of us believe, oh yes, we're winning. They're getting rid of it. It's happening. That's how they know that they are doing well. They're getting return on.
Yeah, I'm not going to be buying a Harley-Davidson motorcycle or drink Fag Daniels anytime soon. I drink Bacardi like a real man.
On their work because we are no longer looking at them. We are deceived into thinking that we have made a victory when in reality nothing has changed.
Yep.
With golly, there's so much to this. So with Pokemon getting in on this, I mean Pokemon of all things, right? Lulz, will you do a quick search to see what the Pokemon demographics are? The average player of the Pokemon. I'm just curious to see why this needs to be incorporated at their company and ultimately their products. While we do that, Savvy came in with this take over on X. Says better idea is just shut down the American branch. It is a massive money sink and provides nothing of value to the company. Pokemon people buy Pokemon for Pokemon. They play Pokemon.
Also, the Pokemon Company International, they're not the ones who dub the Pokemon anime. I believe that's done under Netflix or DuArt. DuArt is like a voice recording studio in like New York. They've been involved with like the dubs for Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh over here in the States. Now the Yu-Gi-Oh dub is taken care of over at Konami Cross Media. That's also New York. That's basically what 4Kids became, was Konami Cross Media. Now, bring back Frogger and Bomberman.
Pokemon for Pokemon. The American branch has contributed nothing to the core
more
game.
Griga representation
And
now more
when
than
the
ever.
IP is given to American companies, they absolutely disrespect it. See Pokemon Go. Social responsibility consultant is a joke and a bloat position. And to see it have a higher estimated salary than people working or sending stuff to space is insane. Yes, talking about the price of it. You know, while Blabs looks that up, Kirsha, I had this idea, and you can tell me if this is a dumb idea or not, but I had this idea several, maybe months ago, but it's really kind of started to come to fruition. I want to work with some people. We talked about toxic positivity. I want to work with people to create a consultancy brand that goes in and says no to these companies. And the idea of going in and
that's a good idea.
all these companies are afraid to say yes, are afraid to say no. All they do is say yes because if they say no, they're labeled some sort of whatever. They have to deal with HR for whatever reason, right? And I think there's value in being the company, the consultancy firm, to go in and saying no. And you call it the No Team or TNT, the No Team. You go in and you say no to these companies, and you say no to these activists, and you ultimately Elon Musk them, and you cut their companies by 80%. Ultimately, their investment in you saves them millions of dollars, and you get to be the bad guy, and the companies don't.
Yeah,
I think that would be
awesome.
a really good idea. And I think if you had like a very good understanding of like Gramsci tactics and Marxism, and
Ooh, that okay. Since she mentioned Gramsci, I know what she knows what she's talking about. This right here, this Kirsch chick is actually a smart woman, and that's a rare thing for me to say here on this show. Blabs is also pretty smart too. She's also actually pretty funny too. But Kirsch here, the fact that she knows who Antonio Gramsci is, or Gramsci, however the fuck you want to say that Marxist last name, that tells me that it's like, okay, she actually knows what she's talking about on this subject. And not just just another chick just trying to go in on the grift. She actually knows what's going on.
you could explain to these companies how these individuals coming in are
And no,
basically
Craig
just
and Blabs are
bullying
not
them
grifting
to
either.
push an ideology. Because I don't believe that every CEO bought into all of these tactics because all the CEOs also want Marxism, right? I don't believe that at all. I believe that these consultants were able to use, their flowery language, their lies, their fake studies to convince CEOs that this is what the public wants. This is what
I mean, okay, I think this is kind of where we disagree. I think it is largely intentional, like especially when you start learning about stuff like the Talmud and what the small hats really believe in for the rest of us. But other than that, it's like not all these CEOs are like big fans of this, and by not all CEOs, the ones who aren't Jews.
is good for their company. This is what is going to make them money. And even if you don't make money in the short term, don't worry about the angry customers. They're just bigots. We have these venture capital firms that will replace the money that you are losing in the short term.
Yes! Someone finally brought this up. BlackRock is doing all this funding. Even if you lose money, BlackRock or some other government is going to provide you with that money. That's how that works. Thank you, Kirsch, for actually bringing that up. You're like the second or third person who actually like brings up this kind of stuff in these discussions. Thank you.
In the long term, it's going to be better for you. And then once enough of these like DEI changers come in, and the CEOs kind of are fighting against a force of ideology, it's harder to root out those people. So if you have a counter consultancy company that can like search and destroy Marxism before it ruins a company, I think that would be incredibly good to have.
Yeah, that actually would be good.
You're talking to yourself again.
Yeah, I'm just talking to myself. So with Pokemon hiring this company, talking about the demographics associated with this. Now, Pokemon Go has an older demographic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Pokemon as a company, according to its own Wikipedia, the franchise's target audience is between 5 and 12 years old.
Shonen. It's a shonen audience. Albeit a bit younger.
I believe that's their target audience. I don't believe that is the age of people who actually play or collect Pokemon things. I would say that
Yes.
the demographic probably skews more mid to late 20s at a minimum.
Yeah, think about all the guys who collect the cards and things.
But are they playing? No, here's the thing, though, right? They may be playing it.
It's hard to find precise demographics because, like, there's collectors, there's players, Pokemon Go itself, so it's a bit hard to, like, actually take it.
Okay, but
Got it.
when you get into it initially, you are probably between the ages of 5 and 12.
You should be, yeah.
Right. So
That's true. I was into Pokemon before I could even speak. I got into it. I think I was like 4 at the time. I wasn't able to speak till I was like 6.
ultimately, you are then, dare I use the word, indoctrinated into the idea, the fandom that will ultimately be pushing all this DEI bridge stuff along.
Speaking of all like fandom and DEI stuff, I should let you know I'm a huge Guilty Gear fan. Even though I got into the series because of Strive, I was aware of it way before Strive came out. I'm just saying, the actual Guilty Gear fans like myself, we're not the ones pushing Bridget is a woman, chud. Testament is a they them, chud. All this kind of shit is like, god damn it. Anyway, sorry, some guy outside my apartment was being annoying. Anyways, the fandom it's not people who actually play the games. It's people who just like jack off to Bridget porn of him getting fucked. That's basically the pro Bridget trans crowd. They don't actually play the games. A lot of these people who are like, oh, you have to implement DEI, chud, they don't actually play any of the things they're involved in. And so they kind of destroy it by, just saying, oh, Bridget is a woman, chud. She said so herself, even though the game fucking contradicts that. And I have a segment on the ScurvyRum show exactly about that. It was from, like, many, many episodes ago. Though, honestly, let me just pull that up real quick. ScurvyRum streams. It's the one with Bridget in the thumbnail. My favorite femboy in all of gaming. Episode 18. Leftists don't know anything about media. Yep. Anyways, let's wrap this up. And then I'm gonna head to the bars.
Along the way. I mean, they get you young. They get you young.
That's what the modern audience is, in my opinion, right? Like, you see all the companies who are just like, we're remaking this for a modern audience. This is being done for a modern audience, and everybody rolls their eyes and they're like, modern audience doesn't exist. Nobody's buying these things. You're not fooling anyone. And it's like, well, the modern audience doesn't exist, and that is the point. They're trying to create the modern audience. When they talk about the modern audience, they don't talk about people our age. They don't talk about people in Gen Z.
They're not talking about people my age either, or like people in my generation who are agreeing with those AI translations of Hitler speeches. That's how you know I'm fucking drunk now. I'm joking about that though, but still, there's a sizable pushback in like among guys in my generation who are just like against all this DEI shit. I even see this in the gay population too. It's not all that It's a little uncommon, but they do exist. And I've spoken with them before. They're pretty cool people, too.
They're talking about the new generation who are going to consume all of these remakes that bastardize the originals, that rewrite history in the entertainment industry. They're talking about these people who are going to have all of this DEI nonsense in all of their movies, all of their games, all of their TV shows. Their parents are going to be inundated with it at work, and they're hopefully, in these activist minds, going to be bringing it home. The modern audience is what they are hoping to create. And when you read their words and you think about modern audience doesn't exist, but that is what they want to create, what they're doing makes a lot more sense.
Alrighty, so that's basically it for that segment. Now we'll hold on, that's the wrong thing. The BRB segment, where's the end? There we go. There we go. Sorry. Have to reacclimate myself with my buttons. But yeah. Honestly, this was a interesting show, I'll tell you that. Scurv-O the Clown was most pleased with the viewership. Probably because I was talking about fucking fruit or whatnot. 9 likes, 16 viewers, 31, 25-minute viewer duration. Oh, stats are pretty good on my end. Anyways, I'm going to head out to the bars now, so I will catch you guys next week. And in the future, I do plan on having, like, Twitter segments, too. So if I don't exactly have an article that I want to read, and if the thread is, like, relevant to, like, you know, something I'd like to cover for that week's show, it's like, I'll gladly be using Twitter for that. Honestly, I'm actually pretty happy with how those segments, like, turned out. But anyways, I will catch you guys on the